everyone, this is Jason Holton from www.GameBeatDotNet and www.noxtech.com. Although I'm not quite ready to do a full review of my new camera, the Canon Powershot SX20IS, I have had it for about a week now, and thought I would give some initial impressions. Although I'm not quite ready to do a full-on review, I do have my opinions about a few things. One of the first things that I noticed right off the bat is that it took a while for me to get used to Canon's way of autofocusing. In many of my videos now, you'll notice once in a while that the video will go out of focus very quickly and then come back into focus just as quickly. You know, just a quick blur and then snaps right back into focus. This is not a defect with the camera per se. It's kind of the nature of Canon's method of autofocusing. I don't know what it is. I do know that it's something that hasn't changed throughout the years because my old Canon S3IS, which is kind of a predecessor or an ancient predecessor of this camera. We're going on, well, that camera's probably 5 years old now. It had the same quirks, you know, autofocus quirks. With that being said, it doesn't happen very often. Excuse me. And it depends on the subject that you're focusing on. Oddly enough, I noticed that once I cut my hair, once I shaved my head, the camera seemed to have a lot more trouble focusing on me, so I don't know if it's just bald head that's done it or what, but you know, like I said, it doesn't happen very often, but it is something to, you know, something of note. It's not really something to worry about, since in post-processing you can always edit, cut out the blurry part or whatever. The only thing, you know, is if this happened, this out of focus happened during a critical event you're trying to capture on video, sports event, you know, filming your kids, or, you know, an important sports game, and it happened, you know, 1 out of a million chance that it happens right when, you know, little Jimmy's kicking his first field goal or something. You know, but how likely is that to happen? Very unlikely. You know, I'd like to show you this out of focus quirk in action, but, you know, it's kind of hard to get the camera to do something on demand. But anyway, moving on, that's a really minor complaint. Overall, in comparison to my old Panasonic Lumix FC28, I find the Canon Powershot SX20IS to be definitely a worthy competitor, if not an advanced competitor. You know, granted, the Lumix FC28 is over a year old now. It's 2 years old. Came out 2 years ago. You know, it still shoots high definition video just like the SX20IS, and it takes 10 megapixel pictures versus the 12.1 megapixel pictures that the SX20IS takes. So the difference there is not all that much. Now, there is a big difference, especially on the video side of things, because Canon has moved their video processing to using you know, the Digic 4 processor, and with that comes the ability to record video and encode it on the fly in AVC Lite format, which is a subset of MPEG-4. You gain extra bandwidth, and with that bandwidth, Canon has stuck with a very high quality set of stereo microphones. This is not two little microphones placed together. This is actually two very large baffled stereo microphones on either side of the lens at the very top. In my testing overall, shooting outdoors, and you can really tell it's shooting outdoors, listening to birds and things like that. It's just a fantastic difference in audio. Now, those of you who've been watching my channel for a long time know that one of my complaints, my chief complaints with the SX20 in the 14 months that I had it, and from the very beginning in my initial review of the camera, was that it had extremely poor audio. If you'll pardon my French, my exact words were piss poor audio. The SX20 had a single microphone, mono sound, and unbeknownst to us purchasers, Panasonic crippled the camera with a bit rate, an audio bit rate of like 42 kilobits a second, which the minimum bit rate you should have is 128 for a crisp, clear sound. And so as a result, anything that you recorded with the SX20, the audio was extremely muffled and would require a lot of post-processing to get even mediocre results. And of course there was no stereo sound whatsoever. So that's one of my other one of the things I really love about the SX20IS is that it has beautiful, crisp, clear audio. It cannot be described. The only way you can the only way you can tell is to experience in action firsthand. And if you go back and watch some of my videos that I've taken over the last week, where I've taken the camera outdoors, you will notice a distinct improvement in the audio. As a matter of fact, if you go and compare one of my videos, older videos that I shot with the SX20, say go back a month ago to a video on my channel, and then go back to a video I shot yesterday, or this video, and you'll notice a distinct improvement in audio quality. I cannot say enough good things about that. That's one of the chief improvements between the two cameras. An overall look and feel, this is kind of weird because I saw someone, it could have been just a Panasonic fanboy or something, describe the Canon SX20IS as feeling cheap and plasticky compared to the Panasonic FC28 and FC35 and FC38. The FC38 is the current Panasonic Super Zoom DSLR-like camera, and it's the competitor, if you will, to the Canon Powershot SX20IS. Now, I don't know where this person, if they just pulled their head out of their ass or what, pardon my French, but I find the exact opposite to be true. Now, I'm no fanboy. I love, I like the Panasonic camera. I love my Lumix. Had excellent video quality. Took a ton of abuse, but if anything, I would say that Canon's SX20IS continues its long line, just like its predecessors, the SX10, the SX1, which is a little bit, that's a DSLR-like camera with a CMOS sensor. That's a current generation camera, but even going back to the S3IS, the S5IS, the S1IS, these cameras are all very, very sturdy built, very high quality construction, and I don't know where this person was coming from. I'm sorry, to say it, but the Panasonic Super Zoom cameras like the FC28, FC35, and FC38 feel completely cheap compared to the SX20IS and any of the other Super Zooms from Canon. Now, with that being said, that Lumix FC28 that I had, you guys know that have been watching my channel, that I put it through a ton of abuse. I rammed the thing into a brick and scratched the lens, for crying out loud.